So let's talk some spoilers. Now, if you haven't seen season 3 of Stranger Things, I don't know why you're watching this video. You should watch the show.
It says spoilers in the title.
Yes. I mean, the title is literally what happened at the end.
The people aren't stupid. They know when to click on stuff.
Yeah, but then I've done videos where people are like, "Man, why didn't you tell me you were spoiling it?" Like,
look,
what?
If you're one of those people that reads that it's a spoiler review or something spoiling the ending of something, and you watch it and it gets spoiled and you're annoyed,
it's kind of your fault.
You're a fucking idiot.
Yes, sorry. It is what it is. But we're going to spoil the ending of Stranger Things season 3, and we're going to talk about what ultimately is going to happen in season 4, what we assume would happen, because we can all get thrown for a loop about what happens. And this ends with a Marvel-esque post-credit scene to kind of set up, season 4. And I hope there's a season 4, because Netflix, stop canceling shows we like. We love these shows.
There's no way there's not going to be a season 4.
I mean, I hope so. I can only hope. We don't know. We don't know how Netflix acts when it comes to that money. I was assume that they got some viewers from season 3 of Stranger Things. But anyway, the way this ended was basically Hopper, Joyce, they wound up infiltrating the Russians' base because the Russians were trying to reopen the Upside Down, which El closed in season 2. I don't know why. They never explain why. They're just Russians. They're crazy.
The Russians, they did it.
They did it. That's just what they do. So they do evil shit for no reason. It's like, no, I don't know. All the Russian people watching, I apologize. Y'all good people. I would never. Yeah, you're not portrayed as good folks. But anyway, so they stopped this machine from opening the Upside Down. And in stopping it, Hopper had to be in proximity of it, which we were foreshadowed in the very first episode before the credits even ran, that it would turn you into mud.
Mm-hmm. Can't even be anywhere close to it.
Can't be nowhere close to it. So at the same time this is happening, our heroic children, Elle and company, are staving off the Mind Flare, which is actually trying to kill Elle, because that Elle is the only being that can stop it.
By the way, the fireworks, all the lighting and everything in HDR, it looks amazing.
Oh, it looks super good in HDR. You watched it in Dolby Vision, so you got the best.
But your
TCL
TV supports Dolby Vision, right? Why couldn't you just watch it?
Because I was watching it in the living room, and I don't have Dolby Vision on my TV down there.
I'm sure the HDR looks amazing too.
It looked great. I thought it's one of the better looking shows I watched because it's so colorful, being as though it's set in the 80s. But this led to the destruction of this machine. It led to Hopper dying. Yes, okay, I said spoilers. Damn it. Hopper got turned into mud. Now you don't see it happen. You just assume that he's mud. He's gone, right?
We didn't see anything.
He just wasn't there.
They did show where he was at, and there was no mud on the floor.
They showed where the event happened, and there was no mud. There was no Hopper, but people did get turned into mud though. They showed people turning to mud. They didn't show Hopper turning to mud.
There were people a lot further away to the machine than
that got turned into mud.
Than Hopper was.
Right, Hopper was standing right next to it. So we assume that he's dead. And when Joyce comes down to look for his body, and she's screaming his name, nobody responds. And that pretty much is that. The U.S. government comes in. They pretty much capture or arrest whatever Russians there was there to be captured. And basically, that's how the show ends. And then you see Joyce and her family. Now, since Hopper's gone, Elle's moving in with Joyce, Will, and his brother. And you see the final goodbyes. Everyone's hugging. They're sad. Elle reads a letter that Hop wrote earlier in the show to kind of scold her from her relationship with Mike.
Right.
Right. and basically ends on not a sad note, but more like
Somber note.
a somber note. And you know, this could be interpreted as goodbye, wouldn't you say?
Like, it could very well be the ending of the whole show.
It could be the ending of the whole show. They moved on. They're leaving Hawkins. Hawkins just too much for that family. That family's been through a lot. Will, them previous 2 seasons, Will was fucked up. You know, Will even grew up a little at the end. He gave up the Dungeons and Dragons. He gave it up, man. That's how you knew Will was changing his life. His life was turning around for the better.
He went through puberty.
No
more Dungeons and Dragons
right.
for him.
So you get the goodbyes from all of the gang. They're moving on. And as they're riding the U-Haul to wherever they were going, they're actually, you know what? I skipped a part. There was actually like this mini news segment that painted Hawkins out to be like this crazy place. I thought that was cool. It was like this expose of Hawkins, right? Government cover up and all of these things. That was really cool. But you get basically a finale. Like this felt complete, and then the credits start rolling, right?
Almost like like Endgame felt complete.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, it's almost how it felt.
It felt complete. It felt like there was no more story that needed to be told.
Or so we thought.
Or so we think. And where's the spoon? No, then you get that end credit Marvel-esque scene.
By the way, you basically missed this.
Yes, Saab kind of spoiled this for me. He spoiled this for me.
How did I spoil it?
Because I was in the midst of it happening, you know, and I text Saab. I said, Saab, I'm salty. Hopper died. I like Hopper. Hopper's my guy. It's gone. Saab said, nuh-uh. I said, oh, Saab. You're killing me, man.
You weren't. Were the credits rolling when you text me that?
Yes.
Oh, fuck.
That's why I was like, no.
I did spoil.
Literally, like the credits was rolling, like the snow, like how they had like that snowfall, and I'm like, wow, like I'm thinking like, oh, the snow, oh, this is the end, right? But then the snowfall really leads them back to Russia, and this post-credit scene, which ain't really post-credit, because like they only got through like 4 names, you know, before this happened, right? So they got through like a mid-credit scene. So they get to Russia, and they show Russia. So I said, oh, it's something else at play, because you know, basically the whole plot of the season is based around Russians trying to open up the Upside Down for their own evil deeds. So we get here in Russia, and the guy is going to grab a prisoner, you know, because there's plenty of prisons in Russia, obviously. And he goes to grab a prisoner, and he says, not the American.
Excuse me?
That's what he says. He says, no, not the American. This guy. The American. What American could it be? Maybe it's Hopper. We don't know that. We don't know for sure.
Definitely Hopper.
So they reach into the cell, pull out one of these Russian prisoners, and they lock him in a cage. It looks like whatever is in this cage is vile and disgusting.
Something's wrong with it.
Right. So we come to see that they release a Demogorgon, one of the monsters from the first season. They released it. Well, it was from the second season too, right? So they released the Demogorgon. You know, that the gray thing with the face that opens like a flower. Like it looks like one of the things from The Last of Us.
Like the face looks like an asshole.
It looks like an asshole, right? And it opened that asshole and ate my man completely. And then it fades to black, and that's pretty much it. So basically what I took from that, and I'm gonna ask you what you took from it, was that 1, Hopper's still alive. 2, the Russians didn't exactly fail in their experiment to open up the Upside Down. They got something out of it, and it was the Demogorgon.
Of course they didn't fail, because you know what?
What?
Shit makes money.
I mean, the Russians are probably one of the most villainous groups in
They
TV
didn't
and
fail
movies.
because Netflix likes money. That's why they didn't fail.
Yeah, that's true. That's very true. So, I mean, I believe that,
Season,
we're
there
going
was
to get a season 4 of Hopper trying to get out of Russia.
like, there's really no reason for there to be a season 4.
Not completely with the way it ended, because I think that the way it, wrapped up the season with, Will and Joyce moving, it would have been that's a nice way to put a bow on it. But I will say this though. Do you think that a lot of the ending to season 3 happened kind of abruptly? Do you think like them getting to the point of stopping the Russians and battling the Mind Flayer and
I thought they stopped the Russians a bit quite early on in the last episode, right?
Right.
Relatively early on, considering there was still like a decent amount of time left.
There was a good amount of time left, and I thought that once they finally got to wrapping it up, it kind of wrapped up fast. Even the part of them moving,
there could have been 9 episodes.
There could have definitely been 9 episodes. I think they could have squeezed that ending and the actual finale of them moving on from Hawkins into one episode alone by itself, isolated. Instead, it felt like they crammed a lot of things into one episode that wound up being longer than every other episode. It was like an hour and 20 minutes.
I don't know why they did that. I don't think it's financial reasons.
Maybe script. Maybe we don't write TV shows and movies. Maybe it was just harder for them to get to a 3rd season of this than we imagined.
You really think so?
It might have took some squeezing the creative juices to get to this season, because the Russians, a lot of things came into play that helped this out a lot. So
I mean, I'm not gonna. I mean, I said that I don't think there's a proper reason for there to be a season 4.
right.
I'm not gonna complain if there's a season 4.
Hell no. There's no way anyone's going to complain that there's a season 4. Especially, I mean, I did like the integration of the Russians in there, being villainous, greedy, men.
I think one time we need to see the Russians be a good guy.
I wouldn't mind that either, because I think they get dogged in media. I know this is a whole
one good Russian got shot.
The one good Russian got murdered.
Or the other Russian.
Yeah, like it just they don't look good in media. I mean, just at all. And I'm not saying that I mean, it's the 80s. Russians are always, or they have, especially during the 80s, just in film and TV. Just in American, history, were pretty vilified during the 80s.
It's authentic.
It's probably authentic, so we're not going to dispute or debate that. But I did like them as villains in this season. So to have them continue to be villains, I think is a good move going forward to a season 4. But one thing I did come out of this season with is maybe, just maybe, this show doesn't need to go any further than season 4. Maybe season 5.
The showrunners already said that there's definitely not going to be any more than 5 seasons.
That's a good thing, because I think this can get.
I remember
can get tired. The kids are going to be grown.
I remember watching a behind the scenes thing. Did you see like the interviews?
I didn't. I know Lucas is going through puberty. I know him and Mike are going through puberty right now. Like, I don't know if we can handle teenage Mike and Lucas. I don't know. I don't think I can handle that.
They said like 2 years ago that they've got 5 seasons worth of stuff planned out.
I believe that could be true, but then a lot of things happen once you start filming stuff, and alterations and changes to the script and screenplay and dialogue and where this character's going, and is this actor or actress going to be a part of this many years from now? a lot of different moving factors. Because, you know, say hypothetically, one of them doesn't sign on. Well, we got to rewrite this and kill off this character or make him move somewhere or do something else. Like, so many things can change in between the end of this season and when they start shooting season 4.
They could just introduce a completely new character.
Right. And I don't think that they have the kind of money backing them to just film multiple seasons at once. So they got to get this shit out the way now.
I almost wish that like seasons 3 and 4 were filmed, you know, like how Infinity War and Endgame were filmed at the same time.
Right. Yeah.
Almost
I don't think you can do that with a show like this.
Start filming.
Because I think one of the charming things about season 3 was you can tell they grew up and they played that into some of the plot lines of the characters. So Will was the odd man out because Mike and Lucas had girlfriends. So, you know, he wanted to still play Dungeons and Dragons and be Will the Wise, and didn't really work out too well for him because he got mad at his friends because they didn't really want to participate because they was doing what young men do, you know, chase girls around. So Will had a rough go with his friends because of that. So watching them grow up was fun.
He's had a rough go for all 3 seasons.
He's had a rough go through all 3 seasons. I wouldn't want to be Will.
I hope it turns out okay for him.
Yeah, they need to get him a girlfriend. He need a companion because jeez, he still feel he said, damn, he get the goosebumps on his neck. He's mind flare radar for the team. Like, oh, he's here. That's all he was doing. So it was like, damn, like that's crazy, man. So
I think we're going to learn about, because we didn't really learn what the Russians actually wanted to.
No, I think they're going to play more into that in season 4.
Yeah, I think they knew that there was going to be a 4th season when they filmed this.
I always expect, especially the Duffer Brothers, who, man, they did so well with these 3 seasons as far as the writing, the development of the characters, and keeping, you know, this world fresh, because, you know, it's not as interesting as it was the first time, the mystery of it all, but I'm still intrigued. So to introduce the Russians and why they would want to reopen the Upside Down, I don't know why anybody would want to do that, is a good way of progressing the plot along for another season. So I want to see what happens next. I want to see why the Russians want to even do this, because it doesn't make any sense. And Hopper being in Russia, which we assume, because we don't know, we don't see him, we're assuming that the American is Hopper. Him finding out why this is transpiring or taking place, and him inevitably coming back to Hawkins after everybody thought he was dead. Like it's just something I want to see. So
I guarantee Joyce Byers is going to have another man by the time he gets back.
That's so crazy. He just can't get a break. He's been trying to hit Joyce since season 1. He's been trying to hit Joyce for so long, man. Joyce, come on, Winona Ryder, give him some. Yeah, he wearing flowered shirts and Hawaii 5-0 shirts, man. Help this brother out, man.
He deserves
help Hopper out. He deserves it. He's a great character. I love his character, especially this season. We talked about that.
Great actor too.
Yes, he is. So
I'm gonna just want to talk about one of the theories about how he got to Russia quick.
Okay.
One of the theories is that because apparently this slipped across my mind, but apparently it was said in the season that, you know where those machines are?
Yes.
Shooting at, they could act like portals.
Mm-hmm.
So apparently the theory is that he went through the portal and landed in Russia.
I don't know. I don't know about that.
Like, it would have been disintegrated. How else do you explain it?
I don't know. Like, I don't think you had to dive that deep, man. You could just say that, okay, he didn't get disintegrated. They captured him and they took him to Russia as a prisoner.
He would have died.
I know, but it's just certain things you don't have to like explain. You feel what I'm saying? I don't think they have to explain that. I think they could just be like, yo, they took him prisoner.
They have to explain it.
I guarantee they won't.
I'm pretty sure they're going to.
I don't think so. Listen, this is something we can hold on, because I'm pretty sure this will be back. It won't take as long as this season between next. I think this will be back pretty quickly.
Bro, do you know what? Just imagine they release a trailer and they say that the next season comes out at Halloween.
Too soon.
Just
that would be great. That would be great. And I like this holiday themed thing that they're doing. But
even Christmas, they haven't done a Christmas one yet, have they?
I would take Christmas next year.
They did do a Christmas. It ended at Christmas. It ended
at Christmas. You're right. The first season did.
Yeah.
Will was, washing his face and he still thought he was in the upside down. I would take another holiday. Maybe Martin Luther King Day. No, I'm joking. I don't know, man. I think it's a dope theme. But season 3, the ending. I think Topper. And we're going to get more into why the Russians want to do something as silly as open up the upside down.
So do you think Hopper's going to play like one of the biggest parts in next season?
Yeah, he played one of the biggest parts this season. That character's pretty good.
He might. I think the main premise might not even be the monsters. It might be them trying to go to Russia to get him back.
Right.
It'd be interesting. It'd be a nice change of pace.
That'd be very interesting.
And season 3 might be
absolutely
like the ending of everything else.
So let's put a bow on it. We spoiled the whole ending. I think that Hopper will be back. He's the American, and I don't know why the Russians are playing with a Demogorgon in a cage, but I'm pretty sure that'll lead us into why they even want to do any of this. So
Demogorgons don't play with them; they play with Demogorgons.
Absolutely. This is how rough Russia is. They play with Demogorgons.
In Russia, Russians doesn't ride horse. Ride Russian.
Horse ride Russian, man. Wow. So we're gonna get up out of here. Saab, where can they find you at, bro?
You can find me on Twitter at Subsea117 and YouTube Subsea117.
You can find me on the Twitter at sincere_GCG and right here at Gold Chain Cinema. For more content like this, remember, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and more importantly, share it with a friend, man. Help a brother out. And we'll catch y'all on the other side, man. Y'all take it light. Y'all have a good night. Peace.